The Yankees lose, and that is what we have been hearing a lot of recently. Welcome back to Good Sports for You, where we are talking about good sports for you. And today we are going to be talking about the New York Yankees and how they went from one of the most promising teams in the American League to one of the most disappointing teams in all of baseball. To start off, we have to go back to last year where they were able to make the World Series, but unfortunately, they fell to the juggernaut Los Angeles Dodgers. So the future was looking bright for the New York Yankees. They had their all-star MVP caliber players in Aaron Judge and Juan Soto. Juan Soto then promptly left for the crosstown rivals in the New York Mets, signing one of the most lucrative deals in baseball and all of sports history. But the future was still bright. They still had a lot of young, promising players such as Anthony Volpe and Jason Dominguez. And also they had one of the best pitchers in all of baseball in Garrett Cole. And then Garrett Cole was out for the entire season when he had to get Tommy John surgery. So now the Yankees are like, oh shoot, well what do? They made some signings to clean up around the edges in Cody Bellinger and Paul Goldschmidt, players who are admittedly a little bit past their prime but still have potential to do well. And this season started off well. They started hitting their stride. Things were going great. Aaron Judge is on pace to have one of the best offensive seasons ever. And then something happened. Something faltered. And in my opinion, it's all the fault of one man. And that man is their manager, Aaron Boone. When you compare different managerial styles across baseball, Aaron Boone sticks out like a sore thumb in my opinion. He does not have players take any responsibility for their actions. You can see that on the field in their base running, in their swings and misses, and in their fielding. These players need to be held accountable, and Aaron Boone just simply is not doing that, and we will get into that later. But recently, the Yankees have done dreadful where they lost 5 of their past 6 series, and a lot of that can be attributed to Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge was hurt and he was on the 10-day IL, and when he came back, he's been placed in solely a DH position. Since his return, he has gone 3 for 15 and hasn't hit a single home run, and the team has struggled because of that. This was supposed to be a stretch in their season that they were supposed to coast through, that they were supposed to, if anything, get up. They were playing the Marlins, who are not a good team. Mind you, they were on a hot streak. They lost to them. They played the Rays, where they won 3 out of 4. They played the Astros, one of the biggest rivalries that they have right now, and they lost that series as well. They played the Rangers, a team that isn't even in the playoff picture as of right now, but thanks to the Yankees' struggles, they're getting there, and they lost that series too. In addition, Max Fried, who has been their all-star caliber pitcher this season, has not been performing well. In his past 5 starts, he has given up 4 runs in every single one of them, and the Yankees have lost 4 of those 5 starts. This is the guy who's supposed to be your workhorse, who's supposed to be your ace of the staff, and he isn't getting the job done, which sucks and is absolutely brutal. Next, you have players who are supposed to be the secondary stars like Jazz Chisholm Jr. He started off the season very well. He was an all-star, I think very deservingly so. Some people may disagree. But he has done dreadful since then. In his past 21 games, he's been batting .200 with a .564 OPS, which is good in that span for a 55 OPS plus in that stretch. That means he's 45% worse than a league average hitter. That is absolutely unacceptable for your all-star caliber second baseman who's supposed to be your secondary star on this team. In addition, you have Anthony Volpe. Anthony Volpe has got to be one of the most confusing cases in all of baseball because he had the best glove his rookie season. He won Gold Glove. He was a phenomenal defender. He was doing great. The bat wasn't there. And then for a lot of people, the thought was if he can get his bat to average to slightly above average, he has the potential to be a perennial all-star, even MVP caliber player. And this season, it has been the exact opposite. His glove has been dreadful. He leads all of the major leagues in errors. He has 16 errors committed this season, which is more than his other seasons. He has done absolutely horrendous with the glove. However, he has actually done pretty decent with the bat. He is sitting at a 92 OPS plus right now, so he's slightly below league average. But for a player who's supposed to be your Gold Glove caliber shortstop, that wouldn't be bad at all. However, the Gold Glove is vanished. It's just a normal leather glove, I guess. He has done terrible. The throwing has been bad. The routine fielding of ground balls have been bad. And as somebody who is tuned into the Yankees games too, some of these plays that they say aren't errors, you could definitely count as errors. It is at a bare minimum sloppy plays. And when you talk about sloppy plays, you also have to talk about the base running. It was the other day, and it was a rundown, and Austin Wells somehow forgot how many outs were in the inning, and he was going back to the dugout and he gets thrown out. That is a mental error that is unacceptable at this level when you're a team that's trying to compete for a playoff spot. Jazz Chisholm was picked off at first base from a fly out to shallow right field, deep part of the infield practically, and he gets thrown out because he didn't go back to first. That again, it is unacceptable play by the New York Yankees. They need to get their act together. And like I said, it circles back to Aaron Boone. He needs to hold the players accountable for their actions. If something is not going to change, they're going to continue to play this way. So maybe you need to bench someone. That's fine. If they make an error, if they make a mistake, you can bench them. They're adults. They can handle themselves. And Boone simply does not seem to comprehend that as an idea. And then you get started on the bullpen, where they got Devin Williams in a blockbuster trade with the Milwaukee Brewers. Devin Williams had been one of, if not the best closer in all of baseball during his time with Milwaukee. He was consistently having an ERA in the ones, and this season, I don't know what happened, but something happened, because currently he is sporting a 5.60 ERA. He's given up more earned runs this season with the New York Yankees, mind you, the season isn't even done yet, than his past 3 seasons with Milwaukee. I don't know what happened. I don't know how it happened. But something, again, it needs to change. Take him out of the closer role. If he can't close, he can't close. That is fine. But him blowing saves for a team that is trying to compete is absolutely unacceptable. So the front office decided to make some moves. They decided to scout out some potential suitors and try to get some more relief help. One of those players that they got was Jake Bird from the Colorado Rockies. Now, obviously, it's difficult to pitch in Coors Field because of the environment and everything like that. But he somehow was even worse with the Yankees. He was, with an ERA plus, he was around a league average pitcher with the Colorado Rockies, turns around, goes to the Yankees, and is dreadful. He was so bad that he was cut after giving up 6 earned runs over the course of 2 innings over 3 games, and he was sent down to the minor leagues after they had just traded for him, one of their players that was supposed to bolster their bullpen and keep them competitive. Instead, it did the exact opposite. Now, this team is not dead in the water yet. They can still pull it together. They could win the AL East if they really got everything right and the Red Sox and Blue Jays started to falter. Because there are bright spots on this team, which is why it is so upsetting that they aren't performing. Cody Bellinger has been having a resurgent year. He's batting .272 with a 122 OPS plus. That's really solid, and he's been a very solid player. He has over 3 Baseball Reference WAR. Trent Grisham is having a breakout season. I love Trent Grisham. He was a former Brewer. He had 21 home runs. He's still playing good defense. He has a 124 OPS plus, and he's on pace for the most WAR of his entire career, including his time with the Padres, where he was a very, very quality player. Paul Goldschmidt, he started off the season really hot, and then he had a very poor June, but he's still playing really well. He's batting above .270, and for a guy that's old, you're getting any production out of him, that's still a plus. Their Giancarlo Stanton idea of holding him off until later in the season has worked to perfection. He's put up 1.1 WAR in 40 games, and he's playing incredibly. He has over a 140 OPS plus for a guy that they were like, we're going to give you time to chill so that you're ready for the end of the year and for the postseason, and it has worked exactly as it's planned. But they need to get to the postseason first. If they can get to the postseason, I really think that they're a team that you don't want to see in October. But we'll even have to see if you see them in October, because nothing is changing with this team, and something needs to change. If you're a Yankees fan, I would be pissed off at Aaron Boone and the rest of the front office for not getting their heads out of their butt. Something needs to change. Just because you're the New York Yankees doesn't mean that things are going to fall into place because you just think there were, because we're the Yankees and obviously we'll make the playoffs. Because right now, you're not on pace to make the playoffs. You are barely in the playoff picture, and with the way that you are performing, you're not going to make it. Something needs to change. I hope for all of the Yankees fans, for the Bronx faithful, that they do manage to find a way to turn it around. I hope that Judge can get back to his earlier pre-injury form. I got an Aaron Judge bobblehead right here. I like Aaron Judge. He is good. He's really good. And I mean, we'll see if he can win MVP still, because with the slump that he's been going on, he's not going to. If Cal Raleigh keeps doing what he's doing, he's going to win the MVP. And you need your other players to turn it around. You need your bullpen to be just like competent. And if they can do that, they can make a playoff push. And like I said, this isn't a team that you would want to see in October. Giancarlo Stanton is an absolute demon in the postseason. I hope for the Yankees and I hope for their fans that they can turn it around. But right now, I am having serious doubts. That's all I got to say. Make sure to like, follow, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching and have a good one.